Hi, I'm Keen. I use they them pronouns. Hi. Okay. So I'm not really gonna go into my background a whole lot. I did have a very accepting family. My mom had a bisexual mother, so when I came out, she was like, duh. Like she can. It's almost like a family tradition that we're gay as hell in my family. So that wasn't really I thought it was gonna be a bigger conversation than it was, and it wasn't. And then when I came out as non-binary to my mom, she just like kind of had the same reaction as when I said I was pansexual. She was like, okay, I don't know the words that you're using, but like, cool, just don't be an asshole. And I'm like, well, I'm probably going to be, but like, yeah, I try my best to still be respectful to the person that I'm with. But one of the things, so first of all, before I get going with anything, there's somebody in this room that really deserves a whole lot of respect, and they don't always get it, but that's Larry. Larry and Jason, they work their butt off at that Pride Center, and they get so much done for our community. They put their heart into this community, and it's a damn shame that a lot of people in our community and outside of it don't get to know how hard they work and how much they actually, they bust their ass for us. So, I'm thankful every time I go there and I see them, just showing love to the youth or the people that are coming in, even if they're coming in just to see what we're about, and they just kind of want to start something up, and Larry gives them, as much heart as he can, and then lets them, leave. And
that's Jason.
You do too, yeah. But Jason does, yeah.
Jason's the man.
Yeah, Jason's there a lot, and puts his heart into that place as well, and I'm just very thankful. When I decided I wanted to volunteer with the Pride Center, I talked to Larry on the phone first, and I called a few times, and I hung up, and I called, and I hung up, and finally I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna do this, because I didn't think I was gay enough, because I didn't have a partner, and I didn't really know about my gender yet. I was still I'm just a confused woman, and I'm I hate it, so I wasn't really wanted to do anything. And then finally I owned my gender identity and my sexual identity, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And it was so relieving to have that facility be so accepting and willing to take me as someone who just wanted to help and say, hey, okay, cool, how are you with youth? You want to work with youth? Awesome. Here's the youth group. Here's the young adult group. What about this committee? And so I got all these opportunities to be of service, which was great. But one of the things that I really like doing, and I talk to the youth all the time, is talk to youth about is not letting anybody define you. Just not letting anybody, even if they know your gender, even if they know your sexuality, you still get to own what that means. And I'm constantly having to remind myself of that. I'm non-binary. So part of that is I'll never really look the part. I never pass. I never look a certain way, because there is no certain way. And I feel that way about all genders, but yesterday I went to go see the Roe Boy film, and I cried. I was not going to cry, and then I cried. But the scene that I actually cried at probably wasn't the one that everybody else did. It was when the main star Ben was on his way to get top surgery. And it was he's happy, he's in the car, he's on the flight and all that, and he gets there to the hospital, and his mom showed up, and his mom hadn't been supportive. And it wasn't that his mom, it was also that his mom was there and his mom was willing to be supportive, but it was that he was doing something that that helped him feel like himself. And I've been waiting my whole life to do that, because a lot of the times I've been conforming to what other people have said that I'm supposed to be, or looking a certain way. And not really kids in here. Well, fuck that shit. I'm so done, and I want all of you to be done with that. I love talking to the youth and seeing them own it and seeing like kind of being sad for my youth and grieving my youth because I didn't get to own it. I didn't get to own that part of me that could have been non-binary then, could have been pansexual then, could have been out and proud and running around the streets with pride flags. I wanted that so badly. It saddened me because my grandma actually, my mom told me she always wanted to come out to me, but she was scared that I wouldn't have accepted her. And that breaks my heart because she thought that I would define her as a way that I never would have. I would have, she thought that I would have looked at her differently. And she was my grandma. Like she was great and she was accepting and she was a badass. And but she was worried about how I would have defined her. And I'm worried. I have been worried about how other people will define me, and I'm just over that, and I'm working towards that. But I was trying to write a poem, and it didn't sound cool, so I just kind of scrapped it. But I don't know. I just kind of want us as a community to build each other up. There's, we'd expect it from the outside world, from the straight cis world, the conservative, the whatever labels, but there's a lot of in hate and there's a lot of in struggles, and I still have to struggle, when I go out to queer spaces to get my pronouns the right way and to not be looked at a certain way and to not be assumed that I'm butch or that if I am non-binary or if I am pansexual that I'm not, like whatever, like just all these things. And it's okay to tell people exactly who you are, and it's okay to tell people that you won't be defined by them, because you're your own damn person, and fuck everybody else.